Good people, this is the Dre Morissette podcast, and I am your host, Dre Morissette, back at you with another episode. Actually, there's two things that I want to talk about today. So, if you got some time on your hands, really sit down and listen to this conversation because it affects all people, man, from all walks of life, no matter what your race is, no matter what your gender is. This gonna have an effect on how you look at the things that I talk about, how you look at yourself, how you look at your relationship, how you look at everything that I'm speaking about. You're gonna look at it like, man, and you're gonna have to bring light to yourself or your relationship. So before I get started, again, listen, I will continue. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn how long it takes or how big I get or whatever the process is. You must first thank everybody who stopped their motion and listen to what you had to say. As a podcaster, as a show, or whatever you're doing that requires the attention of people. So I will always be humbled that the fact that people watch what I'm saying, listen to the podcast, they explain to me what they saw, they explain to me how they feel. I can never be more appreciative enough to people even listening. That is important to me that people listen. And when they listen and they can give you feedback, that means you have to show those people appreciation for taking the time out of their day to listen to what the hell you had to say. And if you don't do that, your show probably won't be around much longer. So I ain't gonna talk you to death, but I want to make sure I thank everybody who continues to watch the show. We are at 260 subscribers. You know, whether it's one new subscriber or 15 new subscribers, we are making our way up the ladder. And understand this. This is a it's just me. I create this content. I edit the shows. Um, and it's a lot of work, but you got to keep moving. So, and a lot of people ask me also like, "Yo, Dre, you gonna have a guest on or whatever?" And a lot of times I want to tell them this, man. Listen, or a lot of times I do tell them, everybody's not comfortable on a camera. Everybody's schedule is, this, that, and the other. So even when I have some people that promise me they'd be on or something happen, you got to keep moving. You got to keep doing your thing. So there may be situations where I had somebody scheduled to come on and then that life took place. So I'm not mad at the person for not showing up. I just continue to keep moving and continue to bring content to this show. I have to. Nothing besides, man upstairs should stop my movement of what I'm trying to do. So I will try to continue to get more guests on. But if they can't show, they can't show. But I guarantee you this, when this show reaches a certain plateau or a certain level, I won't have no problem getting any guests. But without further ado, listen, there's two things I want to talk about in detail um, today on this episode. And it's gonna be you're gonna have people that have their differences of opinion, and that's life. Everybody is not gonna agree on everything that I say or everything that anybody else says. But this is kind of like the first part of this episode is women happen to be masculine, right? I'm gonna talk about that, and I hope there's a bunch of women out here who actually pay attention to this episode because this this is about how men and women are interacting with each other. This is also about men being real men, and that's we this world is getting further and further from men being real men. And we got to understand what that means because it's not a lot of real men out here who are conducting themselves like men. I'm not talking about beating on your chest like King Kong every 5 minutes. I'm talking about being real men, and that comes with something. That comes with a certain class. That comes with a certain style. That comes with a certain way you talk. that comes with a certain way of how you act, how you treat people. You know what I'm saying? And certain responsibilities that you have as a man. So that's missing out here, and we're getting further and further and further away from men being actual real men. And when you get further and further and further away from men being real men, guess what happens to the women out here? Women have to take on roles of being men, which is fucking insane. No woman should ever have to be a man. No woman shouldn't have to be super masculine for no reason if she's a heterosexual. If a woman is a heterosexual woman, she shouldn't have to take on the role of being a heterosexual man, period. So we're going to get into this conversation on why I believe of what I saw of why women have to be masculine in these relationships. The other half of this conversation is this. I see a lot of relationships out here, whether it be on social media, whether it be in real life. I see a lot of relationships, even from the distance, even if it's my clients. I see a lot of relationships. And you have to ask yourself this one question. Are you in a relationship that is a partnership, or you are just in a relationship? There's a difference in having a relationship that's a partnership, a real partnership with the individual that you're with. Or are you in a relationship where it's just a relationship? You guys are together. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to really build, or you're not thinking alike, you're not coming together as a unit, or stuff like that. So that's the second half of what I want to talk about. So this should be a real good conversation. Again, I want people to like, subscribe, and comment. It does my mind well to see what people are thinking about the stuff that I'm putting out here on social media, on YouTube, on my platform to speak to people. I want to know what you thinking. Is you like, Dre, man, that's way off, or bruh, you right in the ballpark of what's going on, and I really appreciate you speaking on that. That's what I want to hear. So I want you to like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget, man, the goal is to be at 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We coming up on. We got 40 away from 300. It's a hustle out here. It's a hustle to get subscribers. You got people that they look at your content, they like what you they like what you're saying, but they're not subscribing. So I'm gonna pull you in to subscribe to my channel because you really like what I have to say and you look forward to what I have to say. So without further ado, let's get it popping, let's get it rolling, let's get it marinating with this conversation. So what I'm seeing out here is this. A lot of women happen to be masculine, and I'm questioning why these women are having to be masculine in their relationships, in life, period. And what I come up with is this. There's only a certain amount of reasons why. It's probably like a couple of reasons why a woman would have to be masculine in life. There's only a few reasons why a woman, to me, why a woman would have to be masculine if she's a heterosexual woman looking to be with a man. And one of the reasons I believe that women have taken on masculine roles in relationships is because the men are not being men. You see what I'm saying? If you got a guy who is not being a responsible man, going to work, open doors, doing things that men have to do. It's not about telling a woman what to do. It's not about how you talk to that woman and saying, I'm the man, you're going to do what I say. That's not being a man. A woman will know when she's in the company of a man. a straight up man, just a good dude. And I think a lot of times these women are in relationships where she has to be that man because the dude is not either trying to actively take control of the household. What I mean control is, hey, he's going to work. He's doing all the things that's necessary to advance his household. Um, Also, it's like, how do you treat this woman? How do you talk? How do you treat this woman? Will determine also if she has to engage in being the masculine one in a relationship. How do you protect her? How do you protect her when you move about in the city that you live in? How you dress? You think women don't look at how men dress? You really think that a woman who is a heterosexual woman looks doesn't look at how a man is dressed? You think a real heterosexual woman, who is looking for a relationship with a man, you think she don't look at it like, man, look how tight his clothes is. All these factors that factor into how women have to become a man, how a man is dressing. If he's when we look at back in the day when we look at women, women had on the tight clothes, tight jeans and form fitting clothes. And you know what? I'm not gonna take any away from fitted clothes for men because I wear fitted clothes. You want your clothes to be fitted. But when a woman's in a conversation with a man whose clothes is so tight, they're tighter than hers, do you think she respects that? Do you think a woman respects that whole attire that man has on? So these things, and a woman not being able to have conversations with men, you know what I'm saying? Have conversation with the man and have him lead the way to certain situations. I'm not saying control. I'm saying lead the way. A lot of these cats out here don't know how to lead. If you don't know how to talk to a woman, if you don't know how to protect a woman, if you don't know how to engage with a woman, and you're not even moving as a man should move, after a while, I think women have begun to have to assert their dominance. If the woman has to always make the decisions on everything, if a woman has to make the decisions on uh, just the basic stuff, whatever it is, maybe it be food, whether it's uh, paying X amount of bills or whatever, if a woman has to continue to do things that override some of the things that a male should be doing, what do you think that's doing to her spirit? What do you think if a man is not being what a man should be? And everybody has a list of what a man should be. But if you got 10 things on what a man should be, and everybody agrees with five of them, and you're only doing two of them, how do you think a woman is looking at you? If you're not going to work on a regular, you're spending time playing the game, all playing your PlayStation or whatever all day, every day, and she has to go to work, or you have to drive her car, or she's always doing something to help you out before you're helping yourself. How long before her dominance begins to snatch what little dominance of a male figure you have away from you? Let me say that again. How long, if you're not doing what a man is supposed to do, down to the basics of what a man's supposed to do, how long do you think your woman is going to actually I don't submit to this is her man and she sees him as a man, but he's not doing man things? How long before she starts to overpower you not being a man and have to accompany her being a woman and being a man at the same time. There's a lot of relationships out here. There's a lot of dudes out here who are more womanly than they are manly in a relationship. And when women are in, if a woman has been in relationships, then let's say she's been in 3 relationships, and every one of those relationships she had to be the man. So when she or when if in every relationship she had to be the man, now she's a man. If in every relationship she had to be a man, because in the relationship that she was in, that supposedly man wasn't doing manly things. He wasn't handling business as a man. He wasn't a walking amongst the life on this earth as a man should. So if she had relationships back to back to back of men who didn't didn't portray or didn't carry themselves as real men. Now you have a woman who has succumbed to the fact that I have to be the dominant ones in the relationship. Not on purpose, because the but because of the guys that she chose didn't have what it takes to show I'm a man. I'm not saying I'm a man because I'm physically in the my exterior shows that I'm a man. I'm a man in how I walk, how I talk, how I move, how I think, how I treat. If she hasn't run, if she, in relationships she's had men that don't do that, she's a walking, and don't take this wrong. And I'm saying this, and I don't mean no disrespect, but she's a walking he she, because she's a woman, but she had to take on traits of a man because the men she was with wasn't men. So now you got women all over the world, in every relationship, in every race, that has been had to be a fucking man in their relationship. So you get too many of those relationships. Now you acting like a man. Now you acting like a man. So that is one way that a woman that women are walking around being having to be masculine, because they've encountered, or they partook in relationships that where she had to be the dominant one. She had to be the one that was masculine, because the man she was with wasn't no man, and he didn't know how to be one. So that is one way that a woman have become women have become masculine. Another way is, if a woman is out here in the streets, and I don't mean prostituting, or if she had a hard way in life, she had no family, or people treated her a certain way, or she out here, doing criminal activity, and she's still a woman, but she's had a hard life. She's had a hard life. So no one has, no one has gotten close enough to her to show her you don't have to be hard, or the streets have made her so hard that she's just masking. She's still heterosexual. She loves men, but the street activity, the missing family, the what she has to how she has to conduct herself amongst men that's out in the street with her. Now you got a masculine woman. Now you got masculine women having to take on these roles as being masculine women, because they've been put in a situation to have to act a certain way, or they've been put in situations in relationship where they had to act a certain way. So my thing is this: what do you do as men out there? What do you do when you run into a masculine woman? If you find a woman that is attractive, and you have a conversation with that woman, and she talks dominant and forceful. And a lot of women can talk dominant and forceful, but still have a lot of softness to their exterior and their interior. So you're talking to a woman and she's very forceful in her words, and you can see she's trying to, she's talking dominant to you. What's your next play? If you're a solid man, your next play is you have the conversation and say, "Hey, listen, it's the way you talk to that woman that has had to be masculine. You have to show that woman in some way, form, or fashion. If I'm involved with you, I'm going to show you. I'm going to use less words and I'm going to show you. You don't have to be dominant. You don't have to be in a position where you have to be a man. You don't have to be a he, she with me because I control every facet of who I am as a man. I'm going to talk to you in the way that you need to be talked to, as far as loving you, showing you I can protect you, talking to you in a certain way, handling you in a certain way, like men should do. And men, don't get the wrong concept when I'm talking this way. Being a man is not trying to, control your woman or talk to your woman or talk down to your woman or demean your woman. It's about embracing her and showing her you're safe. When you talk to a woman like that has a masculine exterior or a way about herself because she's had to, it's going to take some time. But you'll start breaking that down because she'll begin to trust who you are and that you are the man who you say you are. But a lot of guys don't have the capability of even doing that because some of y'all are so soft. Some of y'all are so not knowing what a man is supposed to say and how he's supposed to walk and the bravado that he has and just the awe that a real brother has, a real man has. Women know that. They know when they're in the presence of a real good, guy that has, he knows who he is. And a woman knows when she's around a guy that don't know who he is. And those are the type of guys that make women have to be masculine. Because some women, even though they know they're in relationships with unmasculine guys, they don't want to let that relationship go. And before you know it, they turn it into the man. You're turning into a man. If you have to drive and talk and move like a man, guess what? I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how sexy you are. I don't care how curvy you are. You have become a man in the way that you talk and move. Your exterior may be that of a woman, but you're moving like a man because you've had to be. And so many women out in America or all over the world have to become men because there's so many dudes not stepping up to the plate or not willing to look at themselves and say, I'm a man and I know who I am. And I'm not going to let my woman feel unprotected. I'm not going to let my woman have to make all the decisions. I'm going to display how it is to be a man, and she's going to recognize that. A lot of you dudes out here, listen to the way your woman talks to you. If you listen to the way your woman talks to you, you will get a good sense of how she sees you. If a woman talks crazy to you all day, every day, she don't respect you. And she probably a masculine woman because you allowed that to happen. If you allow a woman to talk a certain way to you, any kind of way, assert her dominance over you, and you never say nothing or you never do anything unphysical, you never put how she talks to you, to bed. Hey man, she's being masculine and she's had to be masculine because you won't step up to the plate and change that. That's just what it is. Listen to how your woman talks to you. If your woman talks to you with a sense of warmness and true respect and sincerity, she sees you. She don't have the most women that are like that with their husbands, their boyfriends or fiancés. They see that they're protected, that they're with a man, and they're safe and they're comfortable, and they don't have to wear this man role. But so many of y'all have put women in positions to have to be a man. Yeah, that's why you got so many women that's walking around here. Outside of the ones who were raised in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Outside the heterosexual women who are out in the streets, moving a certain way because they have to. The women out here who are just regular everyday women who are career oriented, just doing their thing out here should never, if they're heterosexual women, should never, for the life of me, have to wear a man's costume because that's essentially what they're doing. They have to they have to be women and they have to be a man. So you get a hybrid, an unnecessary hybrid of a woman who said, "No, this is what we gonna do. No, we doing this over here. No, you're gonna do this. Oh, I take control." Even come on, man. Even if you know if you have a masculine woman, but a masculine woman will never. It probably be tough, but never have to be masculine when she's with a true man. So if you're wondering why a lot of these guys, if you're wondering why you're with these, you run into these women who have to, they're taking control. They sound controlling and they're moving in a certain way. They're talking a certain way. They're doing these masculine things and they just coming across masculine. It's because you guys need to go back. You heterosexual dudes who are claiming to be heterosexual. This is no dish to nothing else. If you a man and you say I am heterosexual, I'm gonna see you as a certain way. And if you're not moving in that way that you explain, this is why women have to be masculine because you dudes don't either need to go back to masculine school or go back to have a conversation with your father, your uncle, or your brothers to understand where you're going wrong. Because it's way too many masculine women out here. It's way too many women who are controlling everything unnecessarily. And that's not to say that women can control, when I say control, I mean it should be like an equal situation. A woman shouldn't have to do every goddamn thing. She shouldn't have to tell you to do everything. She shouldn't have to tell you to take out the trash. You need to do this. Did you pay for this? Are you doing that? What's going on? Get off the game. Do this. There's no way a woman should have to tell you all that. You should be already moving in a certain way that demonstrates to that woman so she never has to wear a certain masculine anything, period. See, and a lot of people are going to say, well, there's some women that just want to be tough. Or there's some women that just are, they're independent. I get all that. It's one thing to being independent, and there's another thing to being angry, but there's another thing when you're put in a position. If I put you in a position, if I put you, okay, let me just say this here, and I hope nobody takes this for anything other than an example. You know what's crazy? When you see a woman walking heels. Now, as a man, that is sexy. You know what I'm saying? It looks sexy. Women walking in heels. It looks like they make it easy. Some of y'all who wear the proper size shoes makes it look easy. Now imagine you as a man. Imagine you as a man. Somebody saying you have to wear heels. You have to put your tennis shoes down. You have to put your hard bottoms down. You have to wear these. You have to wear uh, these heels. How many of y'all gonna be able to walk in those heels? And how many will y'all accept walking in those heels? It's not meant for us to walk in heels. If you're a heterosexual man and that's your life, you would say, fuck no, I'm not wearing no heels. So when you think about a woman who has to be a masculine individual, what do you think that goes against every fiber of who she really is? It's a difference between a woman taking, hey, I'm not gonna let anybody, hurt me or get over on me or try to degrade me. That's different. But a woman shouldn't have to be masculine in a relationship if she's in a relationship with a man. But y'all have made it so easy for women to have to take this role. So now you got a plethora of women walking around with this bravado of a man. Because y'all men out here, supposedly with this title men, have put these women that y'all in relationships with time and time again in a position to say, why do I have to be masculine? Why do I have to take on this role? You're not taking on the role of wearing heels. So why should a woman have to take on the role of being a man? And when you listen to this conversation, a lot of dudes still won't get it. Y'all still do not know how to treat women, how to talk to women, how to be around women, how to socialize with women in a way that shows that you are a true man. And true men have a certain way about themselves. And if you're not a true man, you wouldn't even know what that criteria entails. So when you're in these relationships and you got more feminine products than your woman, when you're in these relationships and your clothes are tighter than your woman's, when you're in these relationships and you can't speak up for your woman, when you're in these relationships, you're not opening doors for your woman. When you're in these relationships, you cannot protect your woman. Your woman is protecting you. A lot of these dudes, you can't even cook for your goddamn self. Your woman has to do everything for you. Everything. If she has to do everything for you, she has to take on being you. Your woman has to be a woman and a man. How hard do you think that is? And like I said on my last episode, all these women out here who raised her children by herself had to be a mother and a father. So when women have to be a man and a woman and a man in a relationship, how difficult you think that is. And after a while, the difficulty becomes habit forming. And what's habit forming, after so many days, I think it's 20, 21 days, something becomes a habit. So now a woman can be a man and act like a man without even thinking about it. She's just being masculine because she's been forced to do this by habit forming. Because you men don't know how to be men. You don't know how to be men. And that's the thing. So you run it, you create y'all every man that don't know how to be a true man, are you creating hybrids of women. You creating women that have to be men. You think a real woman wants to be masculine? I would hope not. I will hope not. These are the reasons why that women have to be masculine, because these you people are entering into relationships where y'all don't know you don't know your role. Men, how you not know your role as a man? Why does your woman have to be you? And why are you trying to be your woman? I got this shit confused out here. And you wonder why you running into so many masculine women. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. There needs to be a heterosexual school called the School of Heterosexualness. And this is no stab at no other situation. So don't get it confused. If you're walking around saying you're a heterosexual and you're not conducting that way, or you don't know how to be a man's man, and that don't mean being physical with your woman, degrading to your woman, or nothing that, or controlling your woman. That ain't what being a man is. And if you think that's what being a man is, that's why y'all clueless to what's going on to all these women and why they have to be so masculine. That's why we need a masculine school, a school of masculinity. It should take you you should go through a whole year's course before you're able to ever talk to a woman about any kind of relationship. Because there's too many dudes out here walking around creating hybrid heterosexual women. And what that means is you making this woman have to take on being her normal role as a woman and then having to take on the role of being a fucking man. This is what y'all creating out here. So y'all don't get mad at these women who are so dominant now because they've had to do it for so long, because you punk ass dudes out here don't know when to grow up and be men. But y'all want relationships all over the world. How you women look at who they with. The real women look at who they with. You may do some shit and she look at you crazy. How you handle yourself out in public with her, she's looking at that. How you do gentleman things, she's looking at that. Real women. I'm not talking about these people that don't know nothing about what men should do. Real women look at what men do. Does she feel protected out when she's with you? Is she safe with you in the house? Do you make her feel like she should feel as a woman? Are you doing things as a man that shows to her you are a real man? Y'all need to take y'all ass to masculinity school, man. Somebody create that shit. Because I'm telling you, the more dudes who walk around saying they're heterosexual, but when they're in relationships, they're more women like than the women, is the reason why there are so many women that are walking around so masculine and unnecessarily dominant. That's the reason why we have women that are so masculine and telling dudes what to do, and they're being in control of everything, where we going on vacation, what we eating, where we going out tonight, you know, all that stuff. This is what's happening out here. This is what's happening out here. So stop complaining about women being dominant, or you seeing a woman that talks to you like she the man. You can't get mad because there's so many dudes that have created this situation for women that have to take on these roles. There's so many dudes that refuse to understand what it is to be a male, heterosexual, because y'all don't know how to do it, and y'all got the game all fucked up. All fucked up. Sorry, Auntie David. I just have to speak to these cats out here and these people out here that get them to understand. These women are out here. I mean, these women are out here happen to be something that they wasn't created to be. Those women that are heterosexual shouldn't have to be men. They shouldn't. Why should a woman have to be in a relationship and you got more lotion products, you got more feminine products than she does? But you want her to look at you as this masculine role model in her life and her whatever comes with that. How you gonna protect her? You all glazed up over. Scented lotions. But you saying you this masculine dude. You ain't opened nan door for her. You ain't did nothing to demonstrate to her that she doesn't have to take on this role. And you're putting across this false bravado to these women. And when they're in relationships with you, you like, a woman gets with these dudes out here that be claiming they real men and get with these dudes, and then guess what? 6 months later, da ha ha ha. This is the real me. I'm as soft as a couch. That's how I got you. I got your ass. I'm soft as a couch. I'm not a real man. And before she's in love with you, now she's like, are you serious? So she's had to start compensating for you not being a real man. And then you get a woman that go through several different relationships like that. She's a different person now. She's a different person now. So dudes, understand this. You're asking yourself why women are being so masculine? Unless she was raised in the streets, unless she had a hard way of life, if she's a heterosexual woman and she's masculine, chances are, if she wasn't in the streets, chances are she's been in several relationships that she had to compensate for the dude not being who he said he was. Masculine, a male. That's why there are so many masculine women out here. Your dudes ain't working. You ain't trying to work. You're driving your girl's car. You're hanging out all hours of the night. You don't know how to protect your woman. You ain't took her out nowhere. You ain't doing nothing that shows her that you are a man. So until you take your ass to masculine school, leave these women alone, man, because you're just contributing. All these dudes out here, you're just contributing to the demotion of the demotion of women. I think I'm saying that right. Of women that have to take on this role. Stop making these women be hybrids. And that ain't a good situation if you have to be a hybrid because you were forced to be in a situation. Stop making these women be he-she's out here. Stop making these heterosexual women be he-she's. She got to be a feminine woman. She wants to feel feminine, but she's in these relationships with these, I don't know, these cookies, these soft batch of cookie dudes out here. So she has to take on the role of being them. So now you got a man, a woman and a man, a woman that wants to be a woman and be her natural self in her relationship, but she has to be this man because this fake man don't know how to be one. That's the bottom line with that. For real. I've had enough of that conversation, so I'm moving on to the latter part of this conversation. You know what? In a relationship, I look at a lot of relationships. A lot of relationships aren't partnerships. A lot of relationships aren't partnerships. A lot of people are in relationships that y'all both going in different directions. Y'all don't listen to one another. Y'all don't come together. Y'all not aligned in the same things of trying to be something as a unit. A lot of people are just in relationships. Oh, I got my money over here and you got your money over there and I'm doing my thing over here and I'm doing my thing over here. A lot of people are not in partnerships in relationships. I see people that I see examples of people who are in partnerships. Does your husband have your back out here in your relationship? Does your wife have your back out here? I don't mean halfway. I mean she's 100%. If you're doing something stupid, but she support what you're trying to do, and she believe in you, she gonna ride with you. Even though she has a weird thought, she gonna ride with you. A woman who you know that she's trying to get somewhere, she's trying to do something, I'm gonna ride with her. I support her 1,000%. That's a partnership. A lot of people in relationships are not in partnerships. Are you in a relationship where that person improves you as a man, or that person improves you as a woman? That's a partnership. You think about the partnerships that's been together in business for forever. Y'all may have y'all disputes, y'all may have y'all differences of opinion, but the ultimate goal is to be in a partnership that thrives and continues to move forward. Because that person, I believe in what they're doing and they believe in me. A lot of y'all are not in partnerships, in relationships. Y'all don't, you know what? You know how to know if you're in a partnership? If you are in a partnership, if you met the person that you're with, and you weren't nowhere near the person who you are now, but that person was riding with you. That person was riding with you. They believed in you. Even when nobody else believed in your black ass, your white ass, your Asian ass, or your Spanish ass. Nobody believed in your ass. But that person had your back. And now you're at a place where, yeah, you both are reaping the rewards of what that person believing in you meant. That's a partnership. That's a partnership. They ain't no regular relationship. There's some relationship, yeah, you with them, you love him or her, but they don't believe in you. They don't believe in you. They just don't want to leave. They don't want to leave the relationship, but they don't believe in you. It's not a partnership. That's a relationship. That's some type of relationship. A partnership is somebody that believes in the process without even seeing the whole picture. There are so many people that I know that have partnerships from young to old. And there are so many people who have regular old relationships. Some of y'all don't believe in each other. So there's no friendship, there's no partnership. Some of y'all in relationships are not even friends with the person you're in a relationship with. So how the hell you gonna have a partnership without a friendship? How the hell you gonna have a partnership without a friendship? Some of y'all don't even respect each other's voice. How the hell you gonna have a partnership without respecting the voice that a person is speaking on? Y'all are just in regular relationships. A partnership is that. That's my partner. I believe in them. I listen to them. They listen to me. I respect what they're saying, even if I don't agree wholeheartedly. And we can figure out how to come together to fix what I may not agree on. That's a partnership. A lot of y'all are not in partnerships and relationships. See, a partnership is hard to dissolve. You know why? because you know that person, you've listened to that person, they've listened to you, you trust that person, you respect that person. So it's much more than a relationship, it's a team. That's a team right there, a team partnership relationship. When you have that dynamic in your with your significant other, man, can't nobody break that shit. Can't nobody budge that. Can't nobody break in. Can't nobody do shit to get through to that. Can't nobody say any dumb thing to mess up that relationship. When you're in a regular relationship, hear me when I say this, I'm going to say this real slow. When you're in a regular relationship, not a partnership relationship, somebody can say anything. And the person you're in a relationship will believe what they're saying. When you're in a partnership relationship, nobody can say shit about the partner you're in a relationship with because they know you and they trust you and they know who you are. And there's a foundation built between you two that's solid. So nobody gives a fuck who's saying what. See, that's the difference. In a partnership, you trust that person. A true partnership, you trust that person. I don't just respect you. You know, a woman can say, I don't just respect you because you're a man. I respect you because of the man you are. I don't just respect you because you're a woman. I respect you because of the woman you are. A lot of y'all are in regular ass relationships. I know people in relationships that say, you know what? I had a dream and this is what we need to do. And the partner may say, what the hell are you talking about? You sure? Yeah, this is what I believe in. This is what it needs for us to happen. You really sure on that? How was your dream? Is that your truth? You dreamt that? Yeah. And there's some in that partnership will say, okay, I'm riding with you. Because I believe in what you're doing. They believe so much in the fiber of the individual, they'll ride with them. But some of y'all in relationships, regular ass relationships, where a person can have a real epiphany and have a real dream. And that person you're in a relationship says, oh, you get that shit together. I'll be over here. I ain't doing that. You let me know when you get that shit set up. That's not a partnership. A lot of y'all in regular relationships, man. A lot of y'all in relationships that you can't talk to one another. See, a partnership, that's your other half. That's your other half. So why wouldn't you listen to your other half? There's two different dynamics there's several different dynamics in a relationship, partnership, but the one dynamic is the level of intelligence. You got one person who's seen this type of life. You got another person that's seen this type of life. So you respect how their mind is. You trust their mind. You've seen their mind in action. A lot of y'all in regular relationships. A lot of y'all got secrets in your relationship. Partnerships, no. You can't have no secrets. Because you wouldn't want to see a partnership, you wouldn't want to harbor any secrets. Because it would do something in your soul to your partner. You always want to protect your partner, period. A lot of y'all not in partners. Now, not partners in relationships. A lot of y'all don't even know what it is to have a partner. A lot of y'all don't even know what it is to have a friendship inside of the dynamics of a relationship partnership. When you look at your relationship, is that your friend? Is he or she your friend? Ask yourself that question. Is this motherfucker my friend? Is that my friend? Is she truly my friend? Not just my wife, my confidant. Is she my friend? And you all know when you talk to your friend, you talk to your friend differently. A lot of y'all not in real partnership relationships. A lot of y'all in these relationships that are not partnerships, y'all got two individual lives in that relationship. There's a small amount of people who are in partnership relationships. They don't have a bunch of friends because they are each other's friends, but they have friends, but it's like they don't let that friendship, those outside friendships, uh, corrupt anything that they got going on because that's my partner. And if what I don't see, she sees, and what she doesn't see, he sees. But when you're in a regular relationship, y'all ain't looking out for each other. Y'all keeping secrets and everything else. So my thing to y'all is ask yourself this question. Am I in a partnership in my relationship? Is my wife or my husband my friend? Do I have my partner's back 100%? Do I respect my partner? Do I listen to my partner? Do I understand the dynamic of my partner? That's the difference. Anybody can come together and just be in a relationship. Understand that. Yo, this is my time. Um, I want people to understand this. Women, stop allowing yourself to be in relationships that you have to be something that you should never have to be. Period. That's just what it is. You should not have to be masculine like a man. Never let a dude create or put you in the makings of becoming a hybrid, a man woman, a woman man. You are a woman. You can be as strong as you want to be. You can be as gifted and intelligent as you want to be, but you should never, if you're a heterosexual woman, you should never have to be a man. That is not that's not how God made you. Period. Stop letting these dudes, uh, what's the word I want to use? Hold on. I said, um, stop letting these dudes. The jig is up. Stop letting these dudes, create a jig for you. You need to realize, talk to these dudes. Talk to these dudes and understand what you're dealing with before you deal with it. But don't let no man put you in no position where you have to be a hybrid, a woman man. You are a woman. You're supposed to live in that. That's what you are. If you're a heterosexual looking for a man, you find you a man, but don't become no masculine woman because somebody subjected you to that over and over again. And if you're in a relationship, ask yourself, is that your partner? Is that your true partner? You're not just in a relationship, you're in a partnership. And does that person have your back at 150,000%? Yo, this has been great. This is another episode on the Dre Morset podcast. Again, like, subscribe, and comment. You people, comment. I want to hear your comments. Comment. Tell people about these stories, man, because I'm telling you, don't be that person that when everything gets blown up, oh, Dre, let me get on the show, man. I'm gonna subscribe to you. No, do it while I'm on the way up. Do it while I'm creating this. Do it while you can still see the progress. Remember that. Support, like, subscribe, and comment. I will continue to bring you real live content. No BS, no make believe shit. I got stories for days. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the love that you send me when I see you. I appreciate the love you send me in messaging and all of that, man. I really appreciate everybody who watches my show. Like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate y'all. Motivation.